Hey there everyone, this is Hazel Lucia Tarot and I'm Stephanie, and I have a reading here for you today about who is coming into your life. This isn't strictly a relationship reading. This could be any sort of person that is coming into your life, whether that's a friend, a child, any type of loved one, maybe even a pet. It could also, of course, be a romantic interest. But regardless, we're going to see who is coming into your life when we get into the tarot. And I have 4 piles here for you today. Pile 1 is this big chunk of rose quartz with the Muse Tarot. Pile 2 is this black tourmaline with the Modern Witch Tarot. Pile 3 is this big chunk of honey calcite with the Tarot of the Divine. And pile 4 is going to be this cute little amethyst cluster with the Sun and Moon Tarot. So take your time to choose the pile and I'll be ready for you whenever you are. Hey there, Pile 1. If you chose the Rose Quartz and the Muse Tarot, then we have a reading here for you today about who's coming into your life. We're going to start with some oracles before we proceed with the tarot, just to get the vibe of the connection between you and your person. So this is going to be person A and person B style, and then the connecting energies. You can choose whichever one you are. If it feels like you're mirroring each other, your energies could just be intermingled, but you can decide whoever you are. Let's start with your card. We have opportunity and this cute little moon here in the forest. I don't know if you can tell, it's a little dark right now because it's about to rain. And we have rotation. All right, let's get some person A and person B cards here. Person A, the priest. No one actually has to be a priest, by the way. Light attributes facilitate spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. Shadow attributes violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. And then for let's continue with person A. We have wait, it's not yet time, things are being woven. Again, more space here. And fish. So somebody might be a Pisces, but I know the fish is also a very important and symbol in Christianity if we are taking the priest seriously here. But let's move on with person B, engineer. Ability to give creative energy, a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. Shadow attribute, reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. We have star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. More stars, lots of Aquarian energy already. And black egg. So this is very interesting. I get the feeling that whoever's coming into your life has already been in your life, but this is cyclical. And there's been an opportunity coming forward somehow, either an opportunity to reunite with this person or an opportunity to collaborate somehow. Let's start with person A. I'm not taking priest literally here, but this is definitely somebody who is very spiritual, very much into mysticism, intuition, all the things that, think high priestess. Let's change this to high priestess. That's the vibe I'm getting. Especially with fish here, you may be Pisces or you have a lot of Pisces placements if you are this person, which I feel honestly in this pile at least that you may be more like the priest character than engineer. I'll say something else. I'll say the fish because I don't like the word priest just because of what it's associated with in Catholicism, and if you come from a Catholic background maybe you also understand. But with wait here, it's not yet time, things are being woven. I feel like you've been awaiting this person for quite a while. I feel like you knew that they would come back around at some point. And I am getting either friendship or love vibes here, depending on who this person may be. But with fish, you're a very intuitive person. And I feel at one point they may have sought your advice a lot. Because for some people, at least, if they are Catholic and if they are religious, they do go to priests for consultations about what to do with their life. They go for spiritual guidance and spiritual advice. And I feel like this person that is coming back into your life may have sought you out in this same way. Maybe whenever they had something going on, they may have consulted you for your intuitive guidance, or maybe you are also a tarot reader and they would consult you for this kind of thing. I feel like you gave them a lot of advice that resonated with them, even if they didn't show it to you, because the engineer here, it gives me Aquarius vibes in that they don't really like to show their emotions a lot, or they downplay them. They may literally be an engineer. Maybe they studied that, or they are an engineer. But I'm getting that they definitely downplayed their emotions quite a bit, or they refused to allow themselves to be emotional. So they would come to you to help them feel these emotions, or maybe dissect the emotions, regardless of what it is. I feel like they like to really have conversation with you because you are so intuitive, because you are very connected, and they themselves could not find themselves in that same connection that you could. Spiders might be important. Maybe somebody's afraid of spiders or considers spiders very sacred. A spider could be your symbol. Maybe somebody's a weaver. I always associate spiders with weaving. So knitting, crocheting, the other thing, macrame. There's several things about weaving. But with rotation, I do get the feeling that this is cyclical. I feel like you kind of knew they were going to come back at some point. Maybe there's some unresolved issues. Maybe there's some baggage. Maybe they did not leave you in the right place when they left you, or you left them. Like, there were just things that were not sitting right between you two. And I feel like this is a connection that has lived several lifetimes. If you haven't met this person before, then especially with all this space imagery here, I feel like in several past lives you may have been from alternate worlds and come together. That's weird. I don't usually talk about these things because I'm not big on aliens, but I know other people are, and they feel like they've lived in different galaxies, different universes, whatever you call it. But I do get that sense here with you and your person that is coming in, especially because if you see this character, they have their eyes closed. It looks like they're meditating or praying. Even this character too, and this fish is looking away. But here we have this person looking over here. So I feel like they may have been keeping tabs on you. Maybe they too are waiting for the right moment to come back, because they are also aware of this rotation, that there had to be the right moment to come back into your life or to ask you for certain things. Because I really do feel like they have certain things left to say. With star bathing, they may have been working on themselves spiritually as well. Light body, crystal grid transmission, activation. They may have started, or maybe are progressing their intuitive journey, their spiritual journey. And with this black egg, I will read up on it because I'm not too familiar with the black egg. I feel like they kind of hope to have a conversation about this, maybe to enlighten them. And really to expand their awareness. I feel like the engineer is somebody who never stops learning and really likes to learn as much as they can as they progress through life. They really like to, they need that mental stimulation, basically. And I think at some point, even though it was through spiritual talk, you provided this mental stimulation for them. So I'm going to look in the guidebook to see what the black egg will tell us about person B, our engineer here. Because it's weird that we have someone who is very much in their mind, but also with a lot of spiritual cards around them. Black egg, speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. Inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies, not even white ones. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. And I'm going to skip ahead for something else. It's the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. And it's funny that this is what this card means, because whenever I was reading the engineer qualities, I had this very, very clear and concise way of wanting to get this across. I'm not sure if it actually came across that way, because I tend to be a bit unaware of how I communicate sometimes. But this person B, is going to be coming forward and speaking to you in very clear manners, it's going to be very much planned out what they want to say and how they want to say it and in which way they're going to tell it to you. It's interesting that the moons here are both crescent. There's 2 crescent moons, and usually there's a lot of moon imagery in all kinds of oracle and tarot cards in general. But the fact that these are both not quite full, I get the feeling that there's a lack of completion here. Like something was left unsaid, or there was not a full rotation, let's put it that way. And the sun is shining so brightly as I'm saying this. So yeah, I feel like they want to bring things into the light. It was talking about truth. I feel like person B, the engineer, was not fully truthful in the past, or they were keeping the truth hidden somehow about some situation, whatever this may be. Again, you do not have to take this romantically, but it may be maybe a romantic declaration, or I don't know, something that went on in the past that they have to come clean about is what I'm getting from person B. And person A is just kind of, if this is you, you're not going to be doing much. You're just going to be sitting here in your meditative circle, in your happy space, in your high vibrations, not letting this little spider affect you at all. Maybe person B was arachnophobic. Or maybe you're arachnophobic. I don't know. But it's interesting that the most color we see in this entire spread is where the spider is. So if somebody is afraid of spiders, maybe we have to come clean of our fears in order for this connection to move forward, or to, I don't know, something has to be overcome in order for them to come in. But I do feel like they will be coming into your life, reaching out, re-entering your life. If for some reason the past isn't resonating with you, just know that this is somebody who wants to come clean about something. Maybe this is somebody you already know, but really isn't in your life. And now they want to actually speak to you about something. Because I'm getting a lot of communicative energy from person B to person A. The only signs I'm really getting right now are Pisces. So somebody may be a Pisces. I associate spiders with Athena, but Athena doesn't really have like a sign that she's associated with, except maybe, I'm not sure, but let's look at the tarot to see what it is about this person coming into your life, what this opportunity or what this message is. We'll just see what the cards have to tell us, but so far it's very I don't want to say it's tense energy, but it's kind of like a surprise. Like you weren't expecting them to come back in. Well, you were and you weren't. Like it wouldn't surprise you that they came back in, but at the same time, it's maybe what's surprising you is what they have to say. It's surprised but not surprised. I don't know. But let's move on with the tarot. We have the Muse tarot here. We have the Sun. Maybe somebody's a Leo. The 7 of materials, 7 of coins here. Justice. Yeah, something about the truth coming forward with justice. We have 5 of inspiration, 5 of wands. There must have been an argument or something. 2 of voices, 2 of swords. Yeah, the truth is being kept for whatever reason. And then I'm going to clarify these with the same deck. Temperance. The Star. I was getting star energy. This is Aquarius. So Aquarius and Leo, you might be opposite signs if those two aren't resonating. 7 of voices, which is 7 of swords. 9 of voices, 9 of swords. Yeah, a lot of communication, and that's what I was feeling. And 4 of materials. And back of the deck energy. This is interesting because I said this didn't necessarily have to be a romantic reading, but there is a possibility for this. Maybe if this person may have at some point been considered like a love potential, maybe clearing the air will allow this to happen. But let's start over here because I feel like we have to go through quite a bit before we even get to that point. At the very least, they were a friend. They were definitely a friend, or have feelings of they're looking out for you, basically. So with the Sun, I was saying Leo vibes. And with temperance here, I feel like somebody's ego was getting out of hand. Somebody's pride was getting in the way. Especially with temperance here. Temperance, we're balancing. We're cutting back on something that is excessive. And the sun here, this is the ego. So pride was getting in the way of clear communication, or maybe of something being said, of something being brought to the light here. Because I'm just getting pride. I'm getting immense amount of pride. Maybe you two were younger and were not willing to admit certain things because of your youth, because of other stuff going on with Seven of Materials and the star here. The Seven of Materials is hard work and the star is hope. But in this case, I feel like they were dealing with something else, whether that was a job, whether that was a preoccupation that wasn't allowing them to see the light either within you or within this connection. There was something that was dampening this hope, essentially. Something that was getting in the way of joy. Something getting in the way of, I feel like if you were friends, there was probably a lot of warm feelings, a lot of joy, a lot of love. You probably had a lot of good conversations. And by the way, I am getting masculine energy from this person. So this could be a male friend that maybe you wanted to develop into something else. Take that if it resonates. I am doing energy, so it could also be a female friend who just has a lot of masculine energy. But something was getting in the way of your connection of this star. Because I feel like when you came together, you definitely had a very joyous, very inspiring kind of connection. Like maybe you had conversations that were great, or maybe you had a lot in common. You just had a lot of fun together. With Justice and the Seven of Voices, yeah, there was a lot of sneaky stuff going on. Somebody may have lied. Somebody may have been trying to come between you two. And this was through gossip. This was through chitter chatter. This could have been a third party situation. And I feel like this person that's coming back into your life is feeling guilty over letting this happen. They might be feeling like it wasn't fair to you. The hurt they gave you, or the hurt you felt because of this. I'm not sure if they hurt you or not. Or maybe they weren't willing to admit that they did, and this is that pride getting in the way. But it's like there was just so much deception going on, and I feel like there was multiple people being involved, because you see all of these foxes. And it's interesting. I like this card because it's two-sided. I'm getting, two-faced energy. Up here, it's all light, it's colorful, she looks nice, these foxes look adorable, but you turn it around and she looks mean, these foxes look mean as well, like they're about to eat you. And I think you're just here. It's almost like if this was your intuition, you were only looking at stuff on the outside and not the inside. And maybe this was the same for them. They were only willing to accept what was in the 3D and not the 5D, not looking inwards to see what exactly was going on. So somebody is admitting to something not happening the way, like it wasn't what it seemed like on the outside, essentially. And this is coming into light here with the Justice card. With the Five of Wands and the Nine of Voices, some nasty things were said. I feel like this was an argument, because the Five of Inspiration is a fight, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad fight, but because we have the Nine of Swords here, the Nine of Swords is anxiety. It's that in our head which makes us feel less than we are. I feel like you exchanged some nasty words with each other because of the situation around you, because of what was going on. And it's interesting because these look like mirrors. I don't know if they actually are or if they're windows, but I feel like they had to take a really good look at themselves and be honest whether the things that were said were true, whether the things that happened were their fault or somebody else's, whether it was a third-party situation, or whether maybe both you or your person were being held back by your own insecurities and your own anxieties, whatever these things were. Same thing here with the Two of Voices. It left a lot of indecisiveness, and you may have left this connection in a very weird place. I feel like it was hard for one or both of you to let go. With the Four of Coins here, this is holding on to something. Maybe they still hold on to a lot of what was said and it needs to be brought to the light so you can let it go. But with the Knight of Emotions at the bottom of the deck energy, I do feel like this was somebody who really cared about you, who was definitely a very dear friend or a possible love interest, depending on what the situation is. There's a lot of guilt and things that need to be brought to the light. And I feel because either of you have been growing, I think both of you have been growing, definitely. I don't know how long it's been since the last time you've seen this person, but I do get the feeling that you must have been very young, like early 20s, maybe late teens. And depending on what age you are now, I feel like you've grown quite a bit and you're ready for conversations about the past that are no longer going to sting the way they did, like they used to, and possibly a rekindling of this friendship, because it's definitely at least a friendship, and for some of you it may be even more. So it's very healing, and I feel like you're going to get a lot off your chest. We both are, because even just having explained this, I feel a lot lighter now. So it's very lovely, pile 1. But let's move on to your advice cards. And I have something fun today for the advice cards, because I actually got this new Pokemon themed oracle deck, and this is the first time I'm using it. I just looked at it briefly before I started recording because it came today. So I'm excited. So we're going to use the Floriography deck as well, but let's start with these Pokemon cards because, I don't know, something about them. I'm just excited to use them, and they do have some interesting messages as well. And you got, what you do impacts many. It should not take a global pandemic to make us realize that what we should have been doing all along. So I'm not going to take the COVID version of that. I'm going to feel like this is something that they felt they should have done probably a long time ago. Probably quite a bit. Maybe the last time you saw them was before 2020 and whatever happened during that time, during COVID. Also washing your hands, because it does say wash your hands back here in front of the Zubat. They want to, it's that, what's that saying? I wash my hands of this, I cleanse my hands of this filth. So whatever happened in the past is filth, and they kind of want to start anew. I'm going to get you one more from the, it's called the Pokami Omikuji. Yeah. At least I hope that's how it's pronounced. I'll link it in the description below. We have, if you stop and reflect on it for about a year, you'll realize that the past, present, and future are the same. So I feel like they could have come in at any point in time, and maybe time is not important for this person. Maybe they won't be coming in soon. They may be coming in at any point in your life. I feel like it's not divine timing. It's time will not matter. We did have that wait card in the beginning, so I feel like don't be worrying about when they will come in. Worry about where you are in life and whether you're ready to accept this clearing of the air or not. I want to say an apology, but I feel like it's really the truth that is coming forward. I don't think this person apologizes. If that's, I don't know why that's coming through. But anyway, let's move on with our Floriography deck. We have Appreciation, Mimosa. Give a billowing bunch of mimosa to the wonderful women in your life to signify sunny days to come. These bright yellow blossoms carry meanings of sensitive love, politeness, courtesy, and manners, as well as emotional security. They say, I appreciate all you do, and I value you in my life, and are a celebration of friendship and familial love. Like I did say that there is at least some kind of friendship here, and I do feel like this person appreciated you for everything you did for them, and maybe will do in the future, pile 1. We have one more card. Let's see. Ooh, Peony. Or, sorry, Hydrangea. Heartlessness. The abundant blooms have somewhat contradictory meanings around the world. In Western culture, hydrangeas are said to represent boastfulness and heartlessness, yet can also say thank you for your understanding. In Japan, they are tied to sentiments of gratitude and also symbolize true love and marriage, making them a popular choice for bridal bouquets. It's funny that we do have the contrasting things. So I feel like we're making away with the heartlessness of the past and making way for the love of the future, the love that is in the future in this connection, pile 1, with this person who is re-entering your life. I wasn't expecting a re-entering of the life because I've already done a video like that in the past, if you want to go look at that to maybe get more insight on your person. But that is all I have for you today, pile 1. I hope some of this resonated with you. If you want, you can leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Best of luck. Bye. Hey there, pile 2. If you chose the Modern Witch Tarot and this black tourmaline, we have a reading here for you today about who is coming into your life. And we're going to start with some oracles to get a vibe check of your person and you. We're going to do some connecting energies and then do this person A and person B style. You can choose whomever you want to be. Though in the last reading, I did kind of figure one person was more likely to be the person who chose this pile. So we'll just see what the cards say, and I'll direct it. We have inner peace here with these cute 2 koi fish. This is giving me 2 of Cups vibes for some reason. And Raven's head. For person A, we have Liberator, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. We also have Octopus. And you got the love. Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. Interesting. And then for person B, we have Martyr, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. And we have Snake. And the Blue Flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration, time. So yeah, I'm not quite sure who is who here. So you can choose whomever you want, whether it's person A or person B. But whoever this is that is coming into your life is going to bring a sense of clarity and peace for you, pile 2. Yeah, I'm getting, just because of the inner peace, the Martyr, Blue Flame, it's like somebody is literally bringing in light into your life. I feel like you're going to bring light into each other's life because this Liberator is carrying a torch as well. You could take this to mean that this person A is carrying a torch for person B, or they're helping them light up their life. But let's start with person A. Person A is a Liberator. I feel like they're going to really bring a lot of love into this connection, whoever this may be. Again, you can take this platonically or romantically, but person B has worked on their codependency and boundaries, especially with Octopus here. With Octopus, I'm getting somebody who reaches out to multiple people. They could be a multitasker. They could just have a lot of friends. They could literally have their hand in a little bit of everything. So maybe I'm getting a vibe of somebody who gives a lot of themselves with person A. They've had to work on their boundaries because with somebody who has such a strong energy and such a strong capacity to love, they may insert themselves into people's lives without realizing it. They just have such a really abundant energy. They kind of like to be part of everything. And with Liberator, there might be people who really, really love this. I'm getting Leslie Knope from Parks and Rec, how she's just friends with every single person and she impacts all of their lives in her own way to meet their needs. So yeah, just somebody who is really very giving to their community and just has like an overflow of energy. It's like one of those people who just never seems to run out of energy. Like they have the capacity to do all sorts of things all the time, just restless and willing to help everybody around them. I am going to read a little bit about the octopus in the Animal Spirit Guidebook, just because I don't have too much to go off of for the octopus. I know it's water energy, so they may be a water sign. They could also just have the capacity to love like every single person they meet. So octopus, reaching, yearning, lacking boundaries and direction. It's funny, boundaries came up twice. The octopus signifies a wonderfully perceptive mind paired with a lack of healthy boundaries. Unfortunately, this results in well intended but messy relationships. The octopus entwines itself into other people's business, shares their own without restraint. They believe that's what it means to be close. If you notice after spending time with someone that you feel drained or uneasy, the essence of octopus is at play. Begin to establish healthy boundaries, be patient and firm. It may be a very old habit to change. So yeah, that's basically what I said about this. So they really need to work on their boundaries. This could be somebody, if this is somebody coming into your life, this could be somebody that is helping you to work on your boundaries, pile one. Or really just setting, the parameters for what it is that you want people to do and not do. With person B here, we have a martyr. I am getting a little bit of Pisces vibes because of the fish and because Pisces tend to like to be martyrs. They're willing to sacrifice themselves for the greater good. And with blue flame, the spiritual awakening, I feel like this person is very much going to awaken something in person A. Or person A could inspire an awakening in person B through the lack of boundaries, through the lighting of the way, through this person's strong energy, their loud personality. Person B may be Year the Snake, because that's what I get from this. But also snakes are very interesting. I'm getting Kundalini awakening now, which of course I think person B found a lot of their spiritual awakening through person A and through the things that person A was allowing or not allowing. I do get a sense that there was a history between these two. So if this is somebody from the past coming back into your life, then, this is just kind of a warning, maybe a red flag, I'm not sure. But yeah, person B is in a very spiritual state right now, very much so. And it's funny, the fish also came up in pile 1. So something about spirituality bringing in people into your lives, that's a big theme right now in this entire reading. I'm going to read the Raven's Head from the Wild Unknown Alchemy book, because I'm not exactly sure what to gather from it other than I have no opinion on ravens. Maybe somebody here likes ravens. But Raven's Head, initiation. Sorry for the cut pile too, but let me start that over. Raven's Head, initiation, the ordeal, the work begins. Though alchemy is filled with a myriad of open-ended symbols, the Raven's Head has a precise message. It arrives to mark the beginning of the work. This card indicates something has occurred, known or unknown, to initiate the spinning of the alchemical wheel. You may be overwhelmed to think the journey ahead is not for you. Your doubts matter not to the raven, as its appearance signifies it has chosen you. You are ready and the moment is now. The raven calls... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. You are ready and the moment is now. Can you go back to the way things were? Can you pretend nothing has changed? The raven calls a clear no. It does not apologize, as it knows your destiny is great. So there may be an inevitable meeting of you two, and it's for a reason. And something has definitely shifted, probably more likely in person B than person A. Person B may also have to set up boundaries because of person A. But if this is somebody you've met before and they're coming back into your life, there is very much you'll know that things have changed. And I don't know about the work beginning, but definitely there has been work done. And things cannot go away to the way it was in the past if this is somebody from the past. And if this is somebody new coming into your life, there's going to be some work involved with this person. Whether this is somebody you work with, or maybe this is somebody who is maybe spiritual work, energetic work, energy work. Yeah, this is somebody who will test your limits for sure. Whether that's for the better or worse. Let me read a little bit about the snake, because I did say Kundalini awakening, I did say year of the snake, but also something else that I may be overseeing. I know some people like snakes. Maybe person B considers himself a Slytherin. that was kind of coming through, but not in a bad way, because Slytherins aren't inherently bad. And likewise, your person may have that reputation of being quote quote bad, but I don't think they are actually bad. Nobody really is, but you know. Snake, guardian of the unawakened magic and creative potential. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. So yeah, you're untapping your potential if you are pile B. I do feel like most of the people who chose this pile are going to be person B, just because this feels more like highly intuitive people. And person A may be somebody from the past coming back in. This was similar in pile 1, but with very different reasons. But whoever this person coming into your life is, it's going to test you on something so that it can bring you to inner peace, is what I'm essentially getting. But let's move on to the tarot, because I feel like we could go on and on, and maybe this is somebody who, when you speak with or when you connect with, they can go on, and you're going to have to learn how to say no, when to stop, when to, set those boundaries, which can be hard because you might be a very lovely, nice person, maybe a little too nice, but we have to, maybe that's the working to really assert our energies. But for the tarot, we have the Queen of Wands, we have 3 of Wands, we have the King of Cups, interesting. We have the 8 of Pentacles, there's that work, and the 4 of Wands. And to clarify these, I'm using the same deck. We have Judgment. I'm trying to be safe here with the nudity, so I don't show the cards right away. 10 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Magician. This is beautiful. Okay, so yeah, I'm getting a work situation. This could be a boss, this could be a manager, this could just be somebody you work with, or somebody whom you've had a professional relationship with. Because I'm not really getting romantic connection here at all. This is very much somebody who is going to test your boundaries, test the potential in you, but also it's going to be very healing once you realize that this person is bringing up a lot of patterns from your past, from your past. So even if this isn't somebody from your past, they will feel like somebody from your past, if that makes any sense. Sometimes it's interesting when I'm going to put this weirdly, when the devil can't send that person who was meant to bother you, they will send somebody very similar to them in their place. I don't know why that came through. This is not something I would typically believe in or say, but I've met friends that think that way. So this is like those old Christian sayings that they have. But regardless, let's start with the Queen of Wands. This person is someone who's very large and in charge. They know what they want. They're probably very in command. And this is why I'm saying this feels like a boss of some sort. Somebody above you in a position of power. And there's going to be a reckoning with this. This may be somebody who is doing something that they're not supposed to. I feel like they may abuse their power. And I feel like people are aware of this. The Queen of Wands is somebody that is in the public eye. Especially here with all these people watching this person here in the Judgment card. I feel like they are very much there's a lot of people looking at this person. So whatever they do will not go unnoticed. The Three of Wands and the Ten of Swords here. This, oh gosh. I feel like this person is commencing like so much trouble. So much. Because they overstep their boundaries, they're not aware of the anxiety and the stress that they cause on people in the workplace. And this could be you as well, pile 2. This could be, you could be one of the people, or you could be the most heavily impacted, depending on what this is. But I do feel like they began a reign of terror, essentially, in your space. If this isn't a workplace situation, you can apply this to whatever it may be. It could be a friend group. It could be, I don't know, just somebody with authority or perceived authority. Maybe it's just somebody who really has very alpha energy. I hate using that word, but you know, just some people come in and they think they're in charge of the place, and the truth is, they're not. But yeah, it caused, I feel like there was a lot of, it caused some people to be a little backstabby. It caused some people to be a bit gossipy. They really just brought a lot of darkness into this place because of their energy. And maybe beforehand, it wasn't like this. But something happened, this person came in and they reshaped everything, unfortunately. I'm also feeling like, yeah, it just used to be a better place without this person. But unfortunately, this person is here. I am getting manager energy just because managers come and go. And, you know, the people who work in places don't really get to choose them. They just are handed whatever they are handed. With the King of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles here. Interesting enough, this is forcing you to really be your own King of Pentacles, to nurture yourself within. With the Seven of Pentacles here, this is workplace vibes, but it's also working on yourself and your self-love. Because somebody is forcing you to be something you are not, to forcing you to really give up parts of yourself that are nourishing and nurturing, and, you know, they're not letting you relax, essentially. They're not letting you be in this place of loving yourself, of truly embracing your emotions, your soft side. It's like your softness is being scraped away. It's being sanded down, and yeah, there's just, see how she has this watering can, but she's not watering the plants. We assume she's going to, but it's like, when does this water come into yourself? When do you fill your cup, essentially? With the Eight of Pentacles here, there's workaholic vibes. Eight of Pentacles and the Devil. Yeah, this person may have forced you to become a workaholic, or to work more than you would really like to. And I'm not saying that you weren't working hard before, or that you don't want to work, pile 2. But this person is making you have an unhealthy connection to your work, to your career, to the way you go about your job, unfortunately. But the truth is, we're supposed to rest. It's like, let's say these two are aspects of you. The King of Cups is looking at you. This is yourself looking at you, saying, when are you going to stop and have a drink? When are you going to stop and fill your cup? When are you going to stop and drink some water? You know, it's that kind of, the King of Cups is looking at yourself over here, saying, girl, you need to chill and take a break from work. But for whatever reason, this person has you in this energy of, no, I can't stop working, I have to keep working, to the point that it becomes unhealthy. There is such a thing as being too much of a workaholic. Again, I'm not calling you lazy or anything. It's more like, when do you step back and come back to yourself? The King of Cups is a card of the heart. Come back to your heart. Because you're allowing this person to really mess you up, unfortunately. It's that lack of boundaries. With the Four of Wands and the Magician, you have a lot more power than you believe you do, pile 2. You have all the tools necessary to live a happy life, to have this joy that is found within this card. And what that may be, I'm not sure. It could be just setting the boundaries and saying, hey, I'm not going to do this. I leave at this time of the day, and that is when my work ends. Do not message me or call me or email me after work hours. I have to work on me because I do have a life and I have to attend to it. This could also be maybe leaving. I do always see the Magician as like self-employment, because you do have the tools necessary to start your own line of work, your own business, whatever it is that you may need. And the Four of Wands is a celebration that once this person is gone, that once this energy is shifted out of your workspace, there's going to be joy and love in this place again. And it starts with you, whether that is through working on yourself and working on your own energy, maybe learning to shift your energy so that you're in the best positive vibe ever. Sometimes when somebody is in a negative vibe and we're positive, we just repel them, which is great because, you know, we don't want somebody else bringing us down. And I think you have the means to do so. So whatever it is, you have to look within yourself and realize that you have more power than you're aware of to shift the workplace, to shift the situation into something that is a lot more joyful, because that's something that's been missing here for a while, is that joy and that love. And maybe go outside more. There's already a lot of greenery in here, but these two cards especially, like all these flowers and this field and the city leaving behind, it's like you're on the other side of this skyline. Like here you're inside and here you're outside. Maybe go outside more. Maybe just being outside is a way for you to release the energies of this person and whatever it is that they're bringing into your workplace or your life situation, whatever it is. You can substitute the workplace for anything that is appropriate for you, pile 2. I just use the workplace because it's the most relatable one that I can think of. But let's move on to your advice cards to see what better ways to handle this person that is coming into your life. And I'm excited because I have a Pokemon themed oracle deck that just came in the mail before I started recording this, and I used it in the last pile and it was great. It's very intuitive, which I wasn't expecting. The art is also something you wouldn't expect, but and then I'll be using the Floriography deck because I'm obsessed with it. So let's start with the Pokemon deck. Those messages in that deck are they're very intense, which I wasn't expecting from something that was supposed to be cute. So messages from my pile 2, advice on how to deal with this person coming into their life. We have, you're not always right. Your job is to be less wrong. I feel like this is something you would say to whoever's coming in. It's like, you're not always right. And this is true. I feel people of authority think that they're always right, or that by default everything has to be their way or the highway, when the truth is they benefit from listening to everybody. And really their job is to be less wrong. And one more card from my pile 2. Take the risk. I feel like this is the risk of nurturing yourself, loving yourself, of leaving this job behind if you can't shift it, but also to dare to say what you really want to this person if they're overstepping their boundaries. Take that risk, you little Vulpix. Who is a fire Pokemon, by the way, so I feel like you really need to re-engage your fire energy, pile 2, if you feel you lack it. And then some cards from the Floriography deck. We have Gladolia, preparation. Always ready and armed, these flowers describe strength of character, faith, and preparedness, making them the perfect gift for someone approaching a challenging time. Romantically, gladioli can be used to mean love at first sight and describe infatuation as your heart is pierced with new love. So not so much that second part, but definitely the first part of preparedness and a challenging time. I feel like preparing not just for how you're going to handle this person, but also how you may be going about your day or leaving this, because there's something about this person coming into your life forcing you to really look at life differently. And we have one more card for you. We have Orange Blossom, chastity. Orange blossom is, as it sounds, the blossoms from orange trees. In ancient China, orange blossom was embroidered onto the dresses of young brides to symbolize their chastity and innocence. The meaning of this delicate white flower continues to be linked to marriage and can be used to say everything from will you marry me to I will love you forever. So, okay, this actually makes sense with the last part of this card. There may be a relationship that has nothing to do with this reading that may be allowing you to move on from this connection and move on from this energy of this person. Maybe getting married will allow you to finally quit your job because you're maybe starting a family, or whomever you marry will have either a better opportunity for you, or they may be able to provide for you, so you no longer have to deal with the situation of this person. This isn't to say that you will marry this person at all. Though if for some very odd and weird reason this manager does have a thing for you and they suck at work but they're great as a partner, you can take that. That's a very weird distinction, but if that were, that's not going to resonate with everybody. I wasn't expecting that either, and maybe you weren't expecting that either too. If that resonates, take it. This is also very orange. I'm getting sacral energy, sacral chakra, and Vulpix is actually reddish orange as well. So not in this card, but these are the messages I have for you, pile 2. Let me know if any of this resonated, and feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the honey, calcite, and the tarot of the divine, we have your reading about who is coming into your life. I'm going to start with some oracles to get a vibe check about you and this person. It is going to be person A, person B style with the connecting energies. And we're going to go ahead and start off with potential. And this is a mountain if you can't see, and this gorgeous little constellations in the back. So we have potential in the mountain. I'm already getting Capricorn vibes because the goats climb mountains. And the red and white rose. So let me get the rest of the cards down because I'm already getting some messages. We have Fool, fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. We have Owl. And we have Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. Then for person B, we have Scribe, preserving knowledge and information, altering shadow attribute, altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. Shadow attributes of the Fool were using humor to wound rather than liberate, denial of your emotional truth. It's funny that there's similar colorings, like they're the same color but different values. That deep green. For person B, we have Hyena. This is interesting. I feel like these two belong here because of the Fool. And Starkeeper, cosmic ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. But I'm getting romantic connection here because of the rose, because of the potential, because of... Let's just start with person A, who is going to come into your life. I'm already getting a sense that most of the people who chose this pile are going to be person B, but I may be wrong. But with person A, the Fool, I'm getting not just the Fool from the Rider-Waite, which is somebody who goes in blindly without thinking and, you know, just approaching life with a very carefree attitude, but I'm also getting somebody who is rather wise. I do feel like they are quite funny. They're probably a bit young, if not actually young, then slightly immature. I'm also getting very, very masculine energy, like young masculine energy. With Star Brothers here, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. Star Brothers, they may have a group of brothers or, you know, male friends. Take that if it resonates. This could be any gender, but I am getting male energy here. Oh, sorry, masculine energy here. With the Owl, I feel like this person is a lot smarter than they let on. I feel like this Fool, because of this mask, is just a facade they have to keep people at bay or to throw people off. Because the truth is, they're actually rather intelligent. They very much know what's going on. They're very loyal, and they care a lot about trust and safety. They care about the people around them. But this Fool persona allows them to kind of walk through life without people having to scrutinize them too much, without having to worry about, you know, people being in their affairs, essentially. It's a very interesting character that we have over here. I am getting young masculine vibes, but again, regardless, you can embody this regardless of your gender or what you identify as. It was sticking out to me that they might wound with their humor, which is true, because I know some people, they try to be mean, but they play it off as a joke. They may have that tendency, and just to say whatever they want, but get away with it with the owl here, because again, they're very perceptive. They know more than they let on. Person A. With person B here, I'm getting like a bookworm, somebody who likes to write, somebody who is very much a student who likes to read, write, somebody who is very also very smart. I feel like if these two were switched, it would make a lot more sense, because I am getting night owl vibes from the person B, and also that intelligence. But with hyena, I feel like they also use humor to distract from life. I feel like they may laugh a lot at things that aren't meant to be funny, or they may poke fun at themselves. They may use humor as like a way to self-deprecate. And it's interesting that there's a half moon here. Like, not everything is being told. I feel like these two are kind of wary of each other. Like, they're aware of each other, but wary. And right now, there is not a connection here. But like I said, this is who is coming into your life. So this could be somebody that you may already know and is attempting to further be in your life. Like, maybe they want to be a closer friend or a potential partner. The Star Keeper, Cosmic Ancestors, see the light by staying grounded. You might have to stay very grounded around the Fool person if you are person B, because I get the sense that when you two are together, there's a lot of humor, there's a lot of poking fun, it's very fun energy. But I feel like the more you get to know each other, the heavier it gets, because I'm getting just a wariness of like where this is going or what is okay to do with potential. I'm going to read a little bit from the alchemy guidebook for the red and white rose, though I should mention there is a snake here and a rose. White roses are purity, and then the snake is almost reminding me of the snake from the Bible, the tempting snake. So if you were to say that the white rose is your friendship, your connection, it's that innocence, that joy. The red snake could be something. It could be the lust coming through. It could be the romance trying to come through. I do feel like it's more lust than romance at the moment, whatever it may be. But this may be somebody that you're already friends with that is trying to come through as something more. And because this person is looking away and this person is behind a mask, I think one person is a little bit more into the other person. We'll look into that. Or somebody is not aware that somebody is into them. But we have the red and white rose, vital force, arising, awakening. In the laboratory, the merging of red and white is an exquisite moment. It means something is coming to life before the alchemist's eyes. Like the rock, I don't know what that is. Physical as a gateway to the spiritual. At its height, this card signifies a mastery, a uniting of body to serve the soul's purpose, as seen in the like of dancers, athletes, and during the birth process. An awakening of something. So I'm getting a few things. If you decide to cave in and have like a friends with benefits type of situation, this could potentially lead to something more. This has happened, like I've seen this happen, where two friends get together and they're like, they try to further the connection physically, and it ends up really changing them. It ends up changing their whole dynamic. They may develop feelings if it continues. If there is the potential to become pregnant, somebody may get pregnant and they may deepen their connection that way as well. That was coming through when I was reading very strongly. So if you don't want that to happen, please use the appropriate tools for protection there. But I am getting that when you two come together, and if you decide to take this further physically, there's going to be a reawakening of spirituality, especially in your person, because something tells me you are already very much spiritually awakened. This person is not. This will be their first time dealing with something like this. They will feel like a fool, essentially, because they're not aware of just how intertwined people's energies can become when we become intimate together. Because I do feel that coming from you, pile 2, whomever you decide to, whomever you resonate most with in this pile, you bring about spiritual awareness to people. And this person was not expecting that. I think that's why there's a sense of hesitancy here. And maybe your coming together will also be very hesitant. So the person coming into your life is somebody that you already kind of know, but they're coming in a different light, if that makes any sense. They're coming in wanting more from you. Maybe you've rejected them in the past, and now you can actually be a bit more with them, if that makes sense. But yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty here, honestly. It's like a will they, won't they kind of situation. And I feel like it's making one or the both of you very unsettled. I'm getting a little bit of a not sure what to do. It may be the case that if this person comes through and it, confesses something, you may not know how to respond as well. You may try to shrug it off with a joke or something, but the truth is there's something here, and you need to stay grounded. Stay connected to source. Maybe ask them, how do I respond to this? And just know that you are safe with this person, because I do feel like they are a friend who wants to be more. Again, I was talking about Capricorn vibes. They may be a Capricorn, which is appropriate for a Fool, because Capricorns like to come off as dumb, but really they aren't. Every Capricorn I've met is this way. They even... It's weird. They like to have this facade of a jokester. I'm thinking of the comedian actor Jim Carrey, how he has that persona, but if you ever see him do his dramatic work, the non-comedic kind, you see that he's really a person. I'm getting that kind of energy where, yeah, they may joke a lot, but they are also a person, and they're able to be very, very serious. That's Capricorn for me in a nutshell. But let's move on to the tarot to see how to go about this, because I'm actually curious too. I don't know what to say, and maybe you may be left with, you may not know what to say either when this comes through, whomever this person is. I said Capricorn energy, but they do not have to be a Capricorn. They could be any sign, but just be aware that that energy is prevalent. But let's do some tarot cards for my beautiful pile of 3. We have the Hierophant, the Two of Cups, yeah, potentially a romantic relationship, the Four of Swords, Queen of Wands, they find you beautiful, and Four of Cups. And then we're going to clarify it with the same deck. We have the Hierophant, King of Wands. We have the King and the Queen of Wands. Seven of Wands. Whoever this is, they're a very hard worker. And maybe very physically attractive as well. For the Four of Swords, we have the Nine of Coins. Yeah, very hard worker. Queen of Wands, we have the King of Cups. The King and the King of Wands and Cups. That's interesting. And Death. Okay. So let's start over here. I feel like they were learning a lot from you in the beginning, pile 3. You may have long black hair, just because the women, all 3 women in this spread have long black hair. If you identify as a woman, even if you don't, you may still have long black hair. So they may love your hair. But starting over here with the Hierophant, I feel like they learned a lot from you. You may have been a mentor to them. You may have been a friend who had a lot of good advice to give. But somewhere along those lines, I feel like you really emboldened them to come into their King of Wands energy. Of course, I'm talking very heteronormative about this. This could be any gender, any energy. Just take, replace it with what best suits you and this person. If you know who this person is, if you don't, again, just take it how it resonates. But you really embolden this person to come into their King of Wands energy. This is the energy of somebody very bold, someone in control, somebody very much in their fire element. So Aries, Libra, Sagittarius with the Two of Cups and the Seven of Wands. I feel like you do work together, or you've collaborated on a certain project. Lots of masculine energy from the person coming in. So there's a good combination of masculine and feminine, again, regardless of how you identify. And I feel like you two come together and you actually work very, very well. The Two of Cups is, of course, a romantic connection or a love connection. But with the Seven of Wands here, I feel like you met when you were doing some hard work and you realized that you went well together. Sometimes when you work really, really well with somebody, it can also translate into compatibility, like physical compatibility. So I am getting, again, the intimate relation coming forward, maybe before you decide to have a relationship, if that's in the cards. Or I have to stop saying that. If that's, in your future, with the Four of Swords and the Nine of Coins here. Four of Swords is rest, which I've never really cared for this image, this poor little doggy. This is supposed to be Fenrir, Odin's dog. But in this case, it gives me more Nine of Swords energy, where there's some anxiety, like somebody couldn't rest. And with the Nine of Coins here, even when things seem to be going well, when you were reaping the rewards of your hard work, it's like they can't feel like they have everything without having you in their life, if that makes sense. So maybe they've become slightly dependent on you. Maybe they become very attached, whomever this is, or this person coming in, I'm sorry. Yeah, I feel like you also may make them feel tied. What's the word? Tongue-tied? But on the outside, they have this, oh, everything's going great. And the inside, they're like, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to, look dumb in front of pile 3. It's very interesting. And it may have come out of nowhere. Maybe they really had to reflect on themselves to be like, do I really like this person? Am I really falling for them? So with the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups energy, yeah, you light their fire. They see your energy. They see this wonderful confidence, this sexual magnetic attraction. I was going to say sexy, but sexual came out. So yeah, they're very much into you, physically attracted to you. They love, it's weird how we come from the Hierophant, where this woman is like completely clothed, to the Queen of Wands where she's like not as clothed. So I feel like you went from this to this for them. You went from somebody who, is very pure, very sweet, they would never think of you that way, to suddenly they see you for the bombshell that you are. And they are the King of Cups here, just in love with this Queen of Cups. They would love to be your King of Wands. Perhaps because you inspired this in them. You inspired them to be just as you, just as a magnetic and lively and excited. Just all this really fun, happy energy. And yet there's a heaviness here. I feel like they're having to really, really contemplate this a lot. I feel like you weigh heavy on their mind a lot for whatever reason. There's a hesitation. Maybe they don't want to mess up this connection. They don't want to mess up the friendship. They don't want to alienate you or have you think that they are not enough for whatever reason. With the Death card, I feel like they really do fear the death of this connection. But the truth is, it doesn't have to be a death. It could be a reawakening, a rebirth, a transformation, because that's how I always read the Death card. It's very rare that I read it as literal death. With the Four of Cups here, this is holding on emotionally to something, and I really feel like this is you. I feel like you're this little bird, this little yellow bird, because it's here too. And he's just looking at you. They're just looking at you as this cute little yellow bird. somebody who gives them delight. I'm thinking of the card delight from another oracle deck where there's a bird and it's, you know, it's delight. That's what the image is called. But oh, I have a ringing in my ear. That's weird. But yeah, I get the feeling that there's fear here of if they progress forward, will they lose you? Because they don't want to. So it's either stay in this friendship and kind of keep this this crush, if you will, to themselves, or pursue you and risk that chance of losing you for good. I feel like they actually identify as this person here, looking behind the curtain to you in the back. I forget what the name of this. I think it's the Danish bear, the Bear King. But it's similar to the myth of Eros and Psyche, where she dared to look at him at night and she lost him. And she had to go through the trials to get back to him. So it's that kind of meaning. And maybe they do. Maybe something happens and it won't work out. And who knows what's going to happen. All I know is that they are coming into your life with an offering of love. And this is what the Two of Cups is, and the King of Cups are confirming. Sorry, I'm just getting, bless this poor person. They're just so riddled with anxiety, but at the same time, they just really, really like you. And I don't know. It'll be up to you, pile 3. It'll be up to you whether you want to accept or reject this love, or whether you want to take it further. But let's move on to advice cards, because I don't know, I just feel like, what can you do until you get to it, you know? I have some Pokemon themed oracle cards that I'm using for the first time, and I love them so much. And they've been surprisingly very, very intuitive and very helpful in a lot of these readings. Like, I wasn't expecting that much from something that looks like essentially a knockoff Pokemon card. But the deck is called Pokami Omikuji. I will link it in the description because these are amazing. But even if you're just a collector. But we have perfection, if present, is only temporary. So I think they're very wary of coming off as perfect, or, you know, just not making a mistake in front of you, which is ridiculous. We're all people. They're not going to alienate you, especially if the friendship is already there. And give yourself that love. Yeah, I feel like your person needs to love themselves a lot more before they come through, because if their sense of self-worth is so dependent on what you have to say or what you think of them, then it's not going to work out regardless. They need to give themselves this love. And maybe you do too, pile 3. Maybe you also need a little bit of self-love in this. And then we're going to go on to the Floriography deck. I really love to use unconventional oracle decks just because essentially you could use anything for divination. My first tarot deck was a deck of playing cards. So, and they actually did work out for me. I just had to go without the major arcana for a few years. But Floriography deck. We have Phlox, Unity. Phlox carries heartwarming sentiments of souls being united, and it was once believed that it could be used to cast friendship and relationship spells. It can also mean agreement and understanding. Why not use it to celebrate a new partnership? Yeah, I feel like they're going to come through strongly with a declaration of love for you, pile 3. And we have, oh, I hate this word, Gerbera, joy. From joy and celebration to emotional strength and childlike innocence, these flowers are a beacon of hope and delight. I was saying delight earlier. Use gerberas to tell someone I appreciate you or I wish you happiness. I feel like regardless, you two are just very happy when you're with each other. There's probably a sense of joy, this sense of friendship, this connection. It may be in flux. Maybe that's another way to say this. Flux. I feel like you will give it a try at the very least, because you do care about, there does seem to be mutual caring of each other. But whether it will last or not, I mean, that's up to you and that's up to the future. That's a whole nother reading, and there's plenty of those out there, including on my channel. But this is where I leave you, my dear pile 3. Please let me know if any of this resonated, and if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the Amethyst and the Sun and Moon Tarot, then we have your reading here for you today about who is coming into your life. We're going to start with some oracle cards to get a vibe check on you and your person. And this is going to be person A and B style, so we're going to have connecting energies in the middle. And then you and or your person on either side. So to start off, we have enlightenment. We have the androgyny, however you pronounce it, androgyny. So this may be an LGBTQ connection. Take that if it resonates. If it doesn't, then, you know, do expect a little bit of unconventional stereotypes of for your genders, whatever it may be. Somebody could be a bit androgynous, like this could be maybe a woman with a short hairstyle or a man with a long hairstyle, or just, you know, something very unique, and blending of both genders. Again, take that if it resonates. If not, we'll just continue. We have femme fatale, highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. For person A, we also have gazelle, femme fatale and gazelle. I like how that rolls off the tongue. Somebody very, very seductive. And the 7-star sisters, birthing creations, tapestry of life, expression. For person B, we have mother, nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. Interesting. We also have oyster and lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. So this, I feel like this is very much a romantic interest coming through, and I'll say why in a minute. It doesn't have to be. Again, just take what resonates and leave the rest. But with enlightenment and androgen, I feel like somebody's coming into your life that is really going to show you a new way of being, a new way of living, and a new way of seeing the world, regardless of which pile you choose. So I already talked about the androgen. I'm also thinking of somebody who's in showbiz, somebody who might be like a nighttime performer. So this could be like, I'm getting like a Vegas showgirl, I'm getting burlesque, just weird things, or somebody who does drag. Just, I don't know why I'm getting that with this card. Something about being in the theater. They could also just be in the theater like regular actors. It doesn't have to be anything that flamboyant. But let's start with the femme fatale. So the femme fatale is somebody who is just very, very much sexy, regardless of their gender, what they identify with. I'm getting a little bit of feminine energy, but this could also be, let's say if it is a man, somebody who uses their sexual attraction to get what they want. Because men can do this, and I've seen them do this. They've done this with me, But with birthing creations, tapestry of life, and expression, this is somebody who is not afraid of living life to their fullest. With the femme fatale, they're not afraid of going after what they want and getting what they want, regardless of how it is that they went about to get it. I'm getting somebody who's a little shameless. Somebody who, yeah, they have, it says shadow attributes, inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money or power, I don't think that's a shadow attribute to have an attachment to money and power. They might like people who have power and money. Again, this could be men or women. There's always an attraction to somebody with power or somebody with money. And I feel like person A is the younger one, person B is the older one. There could be an age gap difference here of some significance going on. And I really feel like person A is using their charms to get person B for whatever reason. I am going to read a little bit of the gazelle because I have no opinion on the gazelle other than that they move fast. So this may be somebody that is used to moving from person to person. And I do feel a little bit of player or flirt energy here. But let's see what the gazelle has to say. Heightened awareness, ability, and vulnerable. The gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty emits sophistication and elegance. I was getting that as well from Femme Fatale. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, and this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all those predators out there in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment. Sit down, find your breath, and acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. Yeah, I feel like person B is very, very delicate, and they're not afraid of being in that yin energy, especially with expression and birthing creations. They may be artistic as well. Just because of birthing creations, they may like to create a lot. Or they may just be very fertile. But yeah, the vulnerability, I feel like person A is going to be very vulnerable with person B. And I really feel like pile 4 could be either or of these, because with person B, we have mother. This is somebody who's very nurturing. I am getting Cancer vibes, nurturing vibes, maybe even Capricorn. Somebody who really looks out for their person, somebody who is very much willing to play that mother role of, providing everything for them. I actually feel like person B is going to be the older of the two, or at the very least, they're further along in life. They may have a good career. They may have the money that is attracting person A, or they're able to provide for person A. They could also literally be a mother. Maybe they already have children. They could be a parent, of course. So mother or father, whichever that applies. I'm also getting a sense of wariness from person B. And I don't blame them, because when somebody like person A comes into their life, I feel like it's almost too good to be true. It's like, who is this young, attractive person who has taken an interest in me? And are they trying to use me for my money or whatever it is that I'm providing? But I'm getting a sense of enlightenment, really, something where you just kind of have to have fun with this. With lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. Yeah, they're questioning person A big time, trying to lift that veil, like lifting this little fan that Femme Fatale has. It's like, what is going on? But I think this person is coming into person B's life to get them out of their shell, almost literally. Maybe it's been a while since they've been in the dating field, and this is like kind of like the tester to see whether they want to date again or whether they have the energy to put up with it again. I'm really getting like they're both mutually benefiting each other. So really, pile 4, you could be either or. You could be a little bit of both. That's okay. You could be somebody that is older and is a mother but still has that femme fatale vibe. You could be somebody who is, attracted to money and power but still has nurturing qualities. I feel like this could go either way. And I think that's why the androgyne is coming through. Just to clarify, an androgynous person is somebody who embodies both masculine and feminine qualities, usually visually, but it could also be in energy. And I feel like this is what's going on in this connection, regardless of whether it's an actual LGBTQ connection or if it's just the regular heterosexual connection. There's going to be a blend of your energies matching each other, like just going so well. Like two things that you think are opposites are actually there to balance each other out, is what I'm getting with the androgyne card here. But yeah, with the oyster, there's a pearl in this oyster. And I feel especially if person B is somebody who hasn't been in the dating field for a while, or if they just came out of a relationship that lasted way too long, there's a pearl within this person. There really is. There is something beautiful in this person. And I think person A is here to really show them that. This could also be a case of maybe a friend coming in who is like much younger and wild and, just out there and really encouraging person B to be like, to walk on their sexy wild side, take them out to the clubs and really just allow them to enjoy themselves. So this actually could be a platonic connection if it's two, let's say, two women. But I feel like it could go either way. That there's a lot of there's endless possibilities to what this could be. So take it how it resonates. It's really up to you. But there's beauty in both of these people, and both of them have the capacity to transform one or the other, to transform each other. So let's move on to the tarot just to see exactly what it is with person A and person B. Whomever you choose to be, whomever you identify as, whomever you identify the person coming into your life, I think you'll know, because these energies are so different, and you'll definitely feel like you're more one or the other in this oracle spread. But let's move on to the tarot. This poor deck is my oldest deck, but it is so reliable. But I feel bad that it's like yellowing now because I've had it for over 10 years now whenever I started. But anyway, and you may be feeling this way too. Don't be afraid that you're getting too old for whatever it is you want, pile 4, if you resonated with that message. But hey, pile 4, sorry for the shift in light, but my camera ran out of battery and I had to recharge it. But let's continue on with the tarot portion of your reading with the femme fatale and mother archetypes that came through for person A and person B. Again, you can be whichever one resonated. Let's see what this connection has to offer. We have 9 of Cups, happiness, King of Wands, the Sun, 9 of Swords reversed. I'm going to keep that reversed because it's always a great card to have reversed. And 9 of Pentacles. And then I'm going to clarify with the same deck. Multiple 9s, by the way, 999. So I don't know if that's an important number for you. But let's continue on with clarifying 9 of Cups. We have the Hangman, 3 of Cups, the Prince of Wands, 6 of Wands, and 10 of Swords. So I feel like this person coming into your life is such a breath of fresh air. Really, I feel like even if they're they're nothing like what you're used to, they are definitely somebody that is going to bring something you very much needed, pile 4. And let me make sure the cards are in the shot there. Okay. So with the 9 of Cups and the Hangman, I think like you had a weird definition of what happiness and joy and emotional fulfillment were. And when this person comes into your life with the Hangman, they're really going to shift your perspective on it. I feel like you were not fully allowing yourself to feel the truth of what joy is and what happiness is. Maybe you thought you knew, but it took you meeting this person or going through something to really realize that happiness can look different to different people. It can mean many things to different people. Like it looks different for everybody. And for you, whatever your old definition of happiness was, that's not the case anymore. With the King of Wands and the 3 of Cups, this person is really going to shake up your life. I feel like all the wands here is your person that is coming in. With the 3 of Cups, they may teach you how to have fun again, how to have, just how to party, how to have fun, how to love yourself, how to enjoy the world and what it has to offer. With the King of Wands, I really feel like they're super inspiring with the Prince and King of Wands. It's interesting that you have both. I feel like this will gradually happen over time. They will go from the Knight of Wands to the King of Wands, just because there's a connection right away with the Sun here. There's just lots of joy, lots of good vibes, lots of positivity. It's like they're, again, a breath of fresh air. They're bringing in something, they bring in light into your life. It's funny, it started raining as soon as I started this reading, and it wasn't raining like before. So maybe this is the end of a drought you have. I feel like there was a drought, whether that's romantically, or maybe you just felt like your life was dull. They're going to bring this water into your life, and with water comes life, because it is the source of everything that that is living. So with the Sun here and the Prince of Wands, yeah, they reinvigorate your life for the better. And I feel like this is mutual. You probably bring the same thing to this person, because maybe their idea of happiness was something else as well. And you've shown them that it could be whatever it is that you have to bring. With the Nine of Swords and the Six of Wands here, I feel like all this anxiety you had, all this cruelty, I feel like you've been hurt in the past, and it's been haunting you, and it's been on your mind for a while. And really just eating away at your mental state. With the Six of Wands here, you're learning how to get rid of that in a very aggressive way, with victory here with the Six of Wands. You are overcoming your struggles, your hurdles through the inspiration of this person. Maybe this person teaches you to really see things very differently, or to really own your power as well. With the Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords here, I feel like you gain a lot more than you lose in this connection. And I don't know if you can hear that, but this rain is getting super loud. So regardless of where this connection ends up going, whether it's long-term or short-term, it's you've gained so much. There are so many benefits to this, to whatever you have. These little sunflowers. I feel like you owe your person flowers for everything that they've taught you. The Nine of Pentacles is somebody who has, it's usually material wealth, but in this case I feel like it's stability, mental stability, and mental health. That sureness that you're going to be okay is what this person really brings into your life, especially with the Ten of Swords here. This is no longer you. You're banishing this. And even if you ever end up in this situation again, where you feel like you're in complete ruin, where your life has ended, where you just don't know where to go, know that there's nowhere to go but back up. I feel like this is what this person is really bringing into your life, teaching you and showing you how to truly embrace life for what it is in this moment. It's weird. I was talking about how it may or may not be a romantic connection. I still get sense of a platonic friendship if you did want to approach it that way. But if you are approaching it in a romantic way, this person, you mutually inspire one another and mutually balance each other out, because there's a little bit more fire than anything, but there's cups, there's pentacles, there's swords. You have all four elements here, and with the sun giving light to all of these, it's just very beautiful. Just some numbers that are sticking out. We have 12, and we also have 29. So somebody may be 29, maybe you're 29, maybe the person coming into your life is 29. That could be young or old depending on where you are. And it's interesting. I feel like late 20s, early 30s is one of those, you could be either or. You could be the older person or the younger person, because I know I'm in that age group, and you feel like you have the best of both worlds. You still have your youth, but you also have some wisdom from what you've lived through. And I feel like that's going to be an important seed of wisdom that your person may instill upon you, or may really help you understand if it doesn't make any sense right now. Yeah, they're going to bring down the stars. Notice how these two cards don't have any stars, but I feel like when your person comes in, they'll be lighting the way for you to be able to see them, because I don't know, they bring so much good into your life that even if they don't stay in it for the long term, you'll be happy that you've met them. Because I do get a sense of temporariness from this, but that may not be the case. Again, it depends on who this person is, what kind of relationship you have with them, and what goes on in this connection. But I do get the feeling that they're just going to bring such a light, especially because the sun is in the middle of all of this. You're going to bring such a light and shift in perspective onto your worries, onto your troubles, onto your past, and everything that you've been holding on to, or that has been haunting you. Because I really do feel like certain things with the 9 and 10 of Swords here have been haunting you. Again, 9 could be an important number. Maybe somebody was born in September 9th, or somebody was born on the 9th. 1999 could also be an important year. Maybe somebody was born that year. They would be about 24 now, if I'm getting my sister's birthday correct. But yeah, just a lot of love and a lot of inspiration, a breath of fresh air, just almost like you have a new lease on life. And it's so beautiful. I feel like you really give this to each other, because I'm not getting anything too negative here aside from the fact that it may not be permanent. But that's okay, because you got to live for what you have today. All we have is the present. But let's move on to your advice cards to see any last messages about the person coming into your life. My beautiful pile 4. I have a new oracle deck called the Pokami Omikuchi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But it's a Pokemon inspired oracle deck. And it's been very useful. I will leave a link to it in the comments, or sorry, the description below. We have Ciao Bella. Isolation is directly tied to health decline. Yeah, I feel like this person really, really helps you come out of your shell, pile 4, if you're resonating with that particular person that was the oyster. I really feel like you need to come out and really be yourself, not just literally come out of your house and live with the rest of us out here, but come out of your shell and shine your truest self. Chansey is a Pokemon of, she's a nurse, she's a Pokemon of healing. So one or both of you may be a nurse. I'm also thinking of communication because of the phone here. You may talk to this person on the phone a lot. You may communicate a lot. It could be like text-based, or it could be actual speaking on the phone. And ciao can mean both hello and goodbye in Italian. So I feel like they may be in and out of your life. But either way, we have another card. Familiar hierarchies reassert themselves. Sorry. Familiar hierarchies reassert themselves. So I feel like this is a recurring pattern, this hierarchy, whatever it may be. And this person is really helping to break that. And if not break, then at least to better handle this. To really, really know how to navigate it and what to do with it when it comes up. The hierarchy could be anything. It could be work. It could be maybe family. It could be a system that is keeping you down, whatever that may be. It could be the patriarchy. I'm getting one more for you just because I'm feeling extra generous to you, my dear pile 4. Do not let discomfort determine how you make your decisions. And we have a Flareon there. Yeah, it's funny. Flareon evolves from Eevee, who is a normal type Pokemon, basically a base Pokemon. And when you give them the Fire Stone, they turn into a Flareon. So I feel like because there were so many fire cards in your tarot, you're really going to feel like you've reignited yourself. You're really allowing this fiery energy of yours come out. And yeah, don't let discomfort prevent you from making your decisions, or whatever this said. Do not let discomfort determine how you make your decisions. Allow yourself to be uncomfortable, if for a moment, so that you can really flourish. After all, I'm going back to that oyster. The pearl starts from a speck of sand in the oyster, and it's uncomfortable for the oyster. It's actually quite irritating, and in the end, it develops this beautiful, gorgeous pearl. So I feel like that analogy pertains to you, my dear pile 4. And now we're going to move on to some florography cards. It's funny that I'm glad I picked that third card for you, because I feel like that really, really is meant for you if these two didn't resonate. But for the florography deck, we have Poppy. Maybe somebody's named Poppy. Memorial. Poppies became the official symbol of remembrance for the war dead in the UK and Canada after World War I. One or either of you may be from the UK or Canada, or maybe from a country that observes wearing the poppies in November, because I think that's when they wear them. Let me know in the comments if this is true, because I'm from the US and we don't really do that here. They are also a mark of respect, tribute, and sacrifice, and also represent opposing sentiments of good and evil, life and death, light and darkness. Again, that coming together of light and dark, yin and yang, like you might be opposites, but you come together and you really, really, really respect each other. I'm getting that. I'm also getting sacral chakra because of all the orange in these cards. So you may be needing to heal or work with your sacral chakra, pile 4. One more card for you. We have a yellow rose, platonic love. Yellow roses were first introduced to Europe from the Middle East, while the shades with which Europeans were familiar with were richly perfumed. In the Victorian era, the yellow rose came to represent jealousy, infidelity, and undying love. Undying love. I'm just getting friendship from this. I'm getting, yeah, as well as friendship, a yellow rose means happiness and joy, wisdom, insight, and harmony. So regardless, I do feel like this could go either way. It could be romantic, but it's not going to be long lasting, or it could be a friendship. And again, they may just come in and out of your life. But I really do feel like this person is going to give you a new perspective on life. And I'm sorry if you can hear that. That's my dog drinking water. He's just dehydrated. But sorry for the cut again. I was just making sure that my dog was okay. But this is where I leave you, my dear pile 4. I hope this resonated with you. Let me know in the comments. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you have a beautiful day or night wherever you are. And I send you lots of love. See you in the next reading. Bye.